Hi, Angela. Let's go ahead and take a look at your week one work here. So I think we're off to a pretty strong start. I like what I'm seeing. We want to start working on proportions. That's going to be the biggest thing and what, 99.9% of students need to work on as far as week one goes. And this is, to give us kind of a litmus test of where we started and where we're going to end up. And one thing you're going to read about in the week two reading is about this idea that we tend to learn as children how to draw symbols for certain things. So for example, with the face, we tend to, draw an eye and draw a nose and draw a mouth, and they tend to become a symbol rather than a perceptual drawing of what we're actually seeing. So we tend to copy these over and over again. And we kind of carry that into adulthood. So I am seeing some of that here, but I'm also seeing you try to, give some distinctness to the shapes, and trying to get them to look like your own face, although I haven't seen a picture of you, but I can tell that you're doing that, with the arcs of the eyebrows, for example, all of that good stuff. But we want to start looking at proportions and, the way shapes relate to other shapes. For example, how big is, how wide is the mouth compared to the nose? And then we also want to start looking at shading. So maybe sometimes shapes, a lot of students do this kind of thing where they give these lines to delineate the bridge of the nose. But if you really look at, a lot of artwork and even just look at your own face, you'll notice that it's really a variation from light to dark or dark to light that gives us the idea of the bridge of the nose. So we want to start thinking of the way that shadows will kind of give us the illusion of shapes opposed to lines, that kind of thing. Here too, these kind of lines you've given by the mouth. So, and maybe the way that to give the face, a sense of depth instead of feeling quite flat. So these are all skills that we're going to start to learn, but I think we're off to a strong start here. Same goes for the hand. I love that you're starting to think about the knuckles and the way that fingers, a lot of students tend to draw, fingers like hot dogs, just real straight. And you've kind of given them some nice curve and shape. So just, push that further. Really think of each knuckle individually as being these kind of individual parts that make up a whole. And again, we want to start really thinking about light and shadow. Okay, this one I would have liked to have seen, and I know it's done the opposite way, so I'm kind of turning my head as I look at this. We're going to do a unit on linear perspective, but I would have liked to have seen an actual corner. You've kind of given one whole wall opposed to an actual, corner. But, you've gotten a lot of detail in here, but I'm not seeing the same attention to, shape and proportion in this drawing that I'm seeing in your hand and your face. So let's kind of start to work on that as well. And this is really just a fun little assignment, getting used to expressive line styles and kind of finding our own voice. And thank you for including your viewfinders. So we're off to a good start, and I'm excited to see what happens over the next 8 weeks.